Yes guys, how's it going, man? I'm bringing you a very special video today from a very special place, somewhere that holds a lot of sentimental value, as I actually grew up here. I spent a lot of my childhood in this park right here. Now I know it looks like a lot of trees right now, but let's go take a walk and get into this video. So yeah guys, that's right, this park, man, a lot of my childhood days were spent here playing. You know, I had kid parties here. I pretty sure I learnt to ride my bike for the first time down there on that little bike track. I wanted to do this video here, you know. I'm doing something today, if you couldn't tell by the title, that I haven't done for quite a while. It's a Q&A video. I believe the last time I did one of these was nearly a year ago, when I just finished my very first solo travel, my only second Asian trip, when I was in Thailand. So let's set this video up. Let's set this camera up and yeah man, let's get straight into these questions. Here we go. Check out the beautiful park. It's very peaceful, and I thought you know, I wanted to keep this video nice and scenic and peaceful. So we're gonna set this up here. I'm gonna open my chicken Caesar wrap and take a bite of this real quick before we get started. I'm very hungry right now. Check that out. Looks pretty good. Sip on my, no free sponsors, no I'm joking. Sip on my fruit and veggie juice, because we're healthy, man. And let's do this. I've actually decided to venture a little bit further down to there. Here you can see the bike path that I was talking about, and up there there's like a massive kids playground. It actually looks like there's a bit of construction going on. Anyway, a lot of memories at this place. Like I mentioned, from being a very little kid, I lived in this suburb for a big chunk of my childhood. I actually live quite far away from here now, so I made the trip back here today because it's a special video, man. And yeah man, a lot of memories at this place that I hold close to my heart. So I thought, given that so many amazing things have happened in this less than a year since I've done the last Q&A, you know, so many more achievements, so many goals I've ticked off, and I always like to come back to the places where I feel are a big part of my journey, personal journey, and I can come here and reflect on the growth and talk to you guys. So let's do it. So I put out a little community post on my YouTube page asking you guys to ask me whatever it is you want to know, whether it's music, travel, life, anything about me that you're interested in knowing. And I've also gone through a bunch of my older videos and compiled a bunch of questions which seemed like a lot of people were asking regularly. So I'm gonna be answering those today, keeping it honest and real as always. I guess it's a good question to start off with for those who don't know. This person has said, where are you from? I am from Brisbane, Australia. It's on the east of Australia. For those who don't know, Australia is a very big country. Majority of us are populating the east coast, and these are the places where people live. You know, you see the big country, you think people are spread out through the place. Nah man, we're all on the outskirts of the country near the coast. So that's where I live. I've grown up here my whole life. I was born here. I love the country in terms of a country. Other things about the country I don't like, of course, as we all do, have our things that we like and don't like about our country. I know that wasn't the question, but yeah, we can talk about that more in other videos, man. But hey, that's where I'm from, Brisbane, Australia, representing. Next question here, it says, how old are you? Now, this is something I've always been a little bit hesitant and weird about answering on the internet, just because I know it's not a big deal. I just don't like really disclosing my age, just because I don't care for people to know that. I feel like when people know your age, they can associate you with, oh, this person's only this old, or oh, he's this age, he's not mature, or whatever it is. And personally, I've always felt that despite my age, I am a wise person. You know, I've been someone who in life I had to grow up very quickly. And I feel like a lot of my childhood, I didn't get those moments where I necessarily felt like a kid. I felt like an adult. So because of that, man, I feel like although I am 24, that is my age, I feel mentally a lot older, and a lot of times I don't relate with people who are my age. I don't feel like we have the same kind of wavelength. I don't feel like we're on the same wavelength a lot of the time. You know, a lot of people my age, they're just interested in going out, getting fucked up, partying, wasting their money, maybe not really thinking about making wise choices for their future. But I feel like I did those things a lot earlier in life. You know, when I should have been in school and stuff, I was doing parties, man. I was throwing huge parties. I was doing all types of stuff. You know, I had a lot of challenging things in my childhood, which I felt like made me grow into a wiser and more mature person a lot younger in life. But yeah, man, that's how old I am. I'm 24 years of age. Now, this question, a lot of people in particular ask me this question quite often. You know, I get random DMs or I'll just get comments on my video. I see it a lot, and it is, what camera are you using? Now, I use a GoPro Hero 10 Black. I have a couple mods done to it. You know, I've got my own little grip. I've got a microphone attached to it now. And look, man, it's been a good camera. I've only used it for probably like over a year now. But can I say I would recommend it? Not necessarily, man. You know, I'm an honest person, and just because I use something, I'm not gonna tell you to go and get it. I don't really like it because it causes me a lot of problems. I feel like it doesn't do me any favors. It's always freezing, it's always crashing, it's always overheating, the battery sucks. And sometimes I just look back at the footage I got and I'm like, brother, why does this look like I filmed this on a fucking toaster? Like, do I recommend it? No. I feel like you can get way better cameras, and I will be getting a better camera soon. It's just like, I haven't really got enough use out of this for me to, how do I say, justify what I've spent on this. Because it's not a cheap camera, and I've also bought extra things to it, you know. But look, man, personally, I would prefer to be using a different camera brand, and I will be doing that in the future. I'm working on something right now with that's under wraps, man, but we're gonna make something happen there, so fingers crossed, bro. And yeah, that's what camera I use. Can actually show you guys right now as well. Here it literally, this is what I'm filming with right now. So you can see I've got the grip, I've got the camera, and I've got the little microphone attachment. And one thing I will say, I feel like the microphone has definitely made my videos better, because the GoPro mic in the GoPro sucks ass, bro. If you're gonna record videos and you don't want to sound or like wind constantly blowing, go buy the medium mod attachment. I highly recommend that. It's like an extra $150. Before I go on this next question, man, a lot of thought is gonna have to go into this one. It's a very hard question for me to answer, and it will piss people off if I don't say what they want me to say. But the question is, Thailand versus Vietnam versus Malaysia, who wins? Oh, brother. See, it's such a difficult question because honestly, I feel like you can't ever make anyone happy answering this. But the point is, man, it's not about making everyone happy. This is my honest answer. If you come here seeking an answer that you want to hear, I've told many people this before in my comments. When I reply to comments, I say, brother, you're on the wrong channel if you're looking for someone who wants to tell you what you want to hear. This is my channel. I say what I feel. I'm not a puppet. Anyways, okay. Now, before I answer this question and give you like a ranking, one thing I will say, I spent the most time in Vietnam. I spent the least time in Malaysia. So I feel like off the bat, it's not a very fair thing for me to say, you know, that I immediately put Vietnam above Malaysia, because I spent way more time there. I went to way more cities. Malaysia, I stayed in one place the whole time, and I was there not as long as I normally travel, as I was with my father, and we based that trip around his wants and what he wanted to do, right? So off the bat, okay, Malaysia, I'm gonna have to put it number 3, just because of what I just said. I didn't spend much time there. I'm going back, I'm gonna spend more time there. This could 100% change their answer. But obviously when you go to a country, you wanna see as much of that country as possible. I didn't get to do that in Malaysia as of thus far, so I'm gonna do that in the future. Malaysia's number 3. Number 2, I'm gonna put Thailand. Thailand, wow, that was my first solo trip. That trip, I feel like changed me. It made me grow so much as a person. It made me have more trust in myself. You know, being someone who, I guess, struggles with things back home like time management and all that. That place literally made me like, boom, all right, you don't miss this, you can't be late for this. And I realized I'm capable of doing that, bro. As someone with an ADHD brain, sometimes you feel like it's impossible to get to things on time and fit all these things in the day. But I've realized after going to Thailand that I could do that, man. I am very capable of doing that. It taught me a lot, made me grow. I threw myself out in a country I'd never been in my life. I literally worked everything out myself, all the public transport, how to get my way around. I literally traveled from the top to the bottom. It was fucking amazing. That's number 2, but only because number 1, Vietnam, is honestly a country that I would consider one of the most beautiful, amazing countries I've ever been, and I want to go back there every fucking year. Every chance I get, I want to go back there. You know, I can't say anything bad about that place, really, to be honest. I just had the best experience. And not only that, it was my first trip with my girl where we went together, and that is an extra special trip because of that reason. And I just feel like, you know, I reminisce on that trip so much. I think of, oh my gosh, it was like honestly one of the most amazing times of life, just being over there, being with my girl, and just going to all these different places. We literally went all over Vietnam, bro. So you guys can obviously understand I'm basing this question off like what I was able to do in the country, and given that I did so much more in Thailand and Vietnam, that's why it's above. But damn, Vietnam and Thailand though, very, very close for me because I feel like they're both beautiful. Thailand, I love for different reasons. Some of the nicest beaches in the world, amazing food, people. The people in all 3 of those countries, 10 out of 10, bro. I love them. Can't say better things about them. But all have amazing food, all have amazing people, all have beautiful cities. Those 3 countries for me are all goated countries. Countries I would go back every year without fail. So there's my answer. All right, we're walking again, guys. I want to keep moving around in this video. I don't want to just sit in one place because, brother, we're out in nature. We got to do that and sip my juice. No free sponsors, but this is good juice. All jokes aside, something I would like to announce in this video is that you guys should expect that there will start to be a few little sponsors and partnerships and things like that appearing in my videos. And off the bat, I do want to say, because I know a lot of people associate that with, oh, you sold out, bro. Look, man, if selling out is increasing your brand's worth, you know, your business, growing your business and making more money for yourself, that's a win, bro. You should never look at that as like someone selling out, because we need to do those things for ourselves. Like if I'm able to consistently secure partnerships, that only means that I'm gonna grow further and be able to make more and better videos. So you gotta look at it that way, man. If I've got more of an excuse to travel, you know, generating income and having, you know, massive companies reach out to work, then I'm gonna do it, bro. And if you support me, you will understand that, and you'll be happy to see that, because that just means that we're growing this further, bro. Like looking back a year ago, like I said when I did my last Q&A, brother, I had less than 1,000 subscribers. No one knew who the fuck I was. And now, like, I'm having such amazing support, like an abundance. Like there's literally like what, over 7,000 of you on here now who subscribe to me. And mind you, we get a lot of views on the videos. Only like 90% of people, 90% of people aren't subscribed, only like 10% are. So man, we need to get more of those conversions up. So look, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, brother, hit the subscribe button, man. I got a goal to reach 10K by the end of this week. Nah, but on the real, I'm trying to hit 10K. That's my big goal. And I would also like to say, before we get back to these questions, I'm doing something special when I hit 10K. And I'm not choosing it, you guys are gonna choose it. So tell me what you want me to do, man. I might put a post out, maybe you can put a comment on this video, you know, the comment that gets the most engagement, likes and whatnot, I'll do it. Like if you say fly to this country, I'm gonna do it. Obviously don't be crazy, like don't tell me to go to fucking Somalia or something like that, or like don't tell me to go to Afghanistan. Like I'm not at that point in my travel vlogging career yet where, you know, I'm putting my whole life on the line, because this is not my full job just yet. I still make music all the time and that's still my business. But, you know, I have very high hopes for the future that I'm able to make this even more of a priority in my life and be able to do this as more of a job on a regular basis, because you know, right now I travel a lot, but I'd love to travel even more, and we can only do that if we grow, if we secure more collaborations, partnerships, and you guys keep showing love to the video. So that's all for that, man. Let's get back to these questions. Now this one here, it was, when will you be streaming again? And honestly, I don't know. But on a serious note, I want to start doing more streams. I've only ever done a couple of streams on YouTube before, and the support was amazing. We had a bunch of you guys involved, and it was just a really, really fun thing. The only reason I haven't been able to do more is purely because your boy's a very busy man, and it's hard to block out the times where I can say, okay, I can sit down and stream for 1-2 hours or something like that. But something I've said previously, and something I really do want to do, is do a live stream when I'm in another country. I was meant to do this in Malaysia. It was a little bit difficult. We were there for Dad's birthday. We were quite busy. It was hard to put the time aside to just live stream. But I want to make it a goal to live stream in the next country I go to. Now, speaking of the next country I go to, by the time you're watching this video, I will either be on the way there or already there. That's crazy, that's exciting. Where am I going? I can't tell you right now, because you know, I like to keep a little bit of mystery. I like to keep it a bit of a suspense. And I want you guys to just wait for it and see where I end up, where young Christos spawns. But I'm telling you, it's a country I've never been. It's a new country, it's an amazing country. I've heard so many good things about it, wanted to go for a long time. And you just have to wait and watch the next video to see where it is. Maybe you can put a guess in the comments below. Tell me where you think I'm gonna go. But I will tell you guys, I'm very excited. And the next video you see after this one will be my first 24 hours in the said country. And that's all I'll say for now, man. Kobe. Okay, next question. Are you a solo or frontman singer? Now, I am a solo artist. Christos is the name. That's where I've built my entire brand around. That's my artist name. It's also a name that I was given, kind of like a nickname thing by my family. So there's a little bit of a background on the name. Christos is Greek. In Greek, it's Christ. And I've just taken that name because, I don't know, it just felt right, to be honest. Christos, like I'm half Greek, and it's something my family used to call me a fair bit. And I don't know, I just kind of liked it. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go by Christos. I started releasing music in 2019 under Christos as a solo artist. I've done multiple live shows with my live band. So on that side of things, I do have a live band that I perform with. But I also predominantly am a solo artist. I write all my music solo, record it all solo, mix it solo. I'm a one-man army on that side of things, bro. I do everything myself musically. And it always has been that way. I very much take pride in what I do, and I like to, you know, keep it the same way that it started all through to the end. Of course, I have people, you know, here and there that assist me with things, because, you know, when you're an artist and you're growing, you got to do that. That's how it is. But in terms of the main important things, the craft, the art, and all the success I've had thus far, it's been your boy, young Christos, once again. But yeah, man, solo artist. If you haven't checked out my music, go check it out, man. I'll put a little snippet here for you right now. And if you like it, you can go check it out, man. I don't know what song I'm gonna put yet, but there's people looking at me over there. They're like, what the fuck is this guy doing, walking around, dancing with a camera? Anyway, hey man, we don't care. And you guys shouldn't either. You should do what you want to do. Just go out there. And if you want to make videos, man. I get a lot of people who message me and they say they want to start vlogging and they don't know how to start. And man, I can't tell you how many people I've just given the advice to just go and do it, bro. And especially if you got a cool personality, people like, you know, people will value what you say. Like, I feel like I've built this brand myself, and what I've built doing this is trust in from people that, you know, they value what I say and they trust what I say. So, you know, I come on here with expectations from people like, yo, this guy's gonna give us the honest opinions and he's gonna be raw and he's gonna keep it positive, and that's what I do, bro. And find your thing that you can build your brand around, whatever it is, you know. Be unique, be yourself. That's the one thing I'll say to people. Be yourself. Pick up the camera, don't care what anyone around you thinks, just do it, man. Literally, that's it. Yo, I just had a cool idea. I'm gonna go over to this thing right now. I don't know if it's working or if it's maybe under construction. Let's have a look. But if it is, I'm gonna go on this and I'm gonna answer the next question on it. That's a shame. I mean, it kind of looks like it should be closed, but also at the same time it's open. So I mean, I'm gonna go on it. Am I breaking a law right now? Possibly. Does this thing feel steady? Yeah, this feels pretty steady. Oh shit. All right, guys. We're up here for the next question. Now, oh, let's do this. Oh shit. Oh my gosh, this is a little difficult. Maybe it is broken. Anyways, this next question specifically, asking me, bro, I know I said I'm 24 years of age, but I like to live my youthful life, and I'll probably still be doing the same thing when I'm 30, 40. So you can always expect that your boy Christos is gonna have fun, live life to the fullest, no matter how old he is. Hell yeah. Anyways, this next question was asking me specifically if I'm going to more cities within Malaysia. Now, I wanna answer this more broad as a whole, because a lot of people, when I've gone to certain countries, they'll say, oh, are you coming to this part of the country, this city, this part, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely, man. Now, something I gotta say is I only have limited time when I'm in these places. I'm not doing long-term stays. I'm not getting visas when I go over there for like 3 months, 2 months, something like that. I think that is a bit of a misconception people have, is because I upload the videos over maybe a couple or a few months span, they think I'm there the whole time. It's not like that, man. I go there for a good amount of time, but I make my videos and I dip, and I'm still editing those videos back home and whatnot. So yes, I will 100% be exploring more of the countries in the future. You know, when I go back, I'm not just going to go to the same places every time. I'm going to go to new places. My goal is to explore as much of these countries as I can. Okay, I need to get off this thing, dude. This is, oh shit, fuck. Oh, okay, we didn't die. That's good. Hell yeah. All right, we're gonna go walk to the shade now. I'm actually getting very sweaty. Oh, let's do a weather check for you guys. Let's see if she wants to work with me today. Hey Siri, what's the weather today in Brizzy? What's the weather? Fucking idiot. Oh my gosh. Bro, she's actually, I can't say the word what she is on here. Dude, how stupid can you be, mate? All right, weather check, weather check, weather check. 27 degrees, baby, 27 degrees. Okay, there we go. That was not the question. What's the weather, Christos? No, it was not the question. What was the hardest moment for you while traveling? I love this question, because there's been a few, there's been a lot. I know I mainly show the good things on camera, but there's also some horrifying things, not horrifying, but things that really make you be like, damn, bro, should I be doing this? Like, but I guess if I think of a specific hard moment, I would go back to something I already mentioned briefly in this video. My first, look at these guys over here. Sorry, bro, once again, talking about the horrible GoPro. These guys over here are like whacking each other with the sticks. Check this shit. I think these boys are like maybe islanders or something, or maybe they're from Papua New Guinea. I don't know. I can't tell. But dude, that's awesome. Anyways, man, yes, I would go back to my very first solo travel, speaking a little bit briefly about it before. I hopped off the plane. My SIM card that I had bought didn't work. My home provider here in Australia, I mean, I don't even want to say their name. They fucking suck, and I don't want to give them any attention at all. But Optus, the worst provider in the You guys, honestly, could not make this up. This thing sucks. It's literally overheating. I'm just out here making videos. It's overheating. Anyways, we're gonna continue on the iPhone. Man, most unreliable camera ever. I wasn't lying what I said before. Don't buy this thing. Anyways, I don't know what it got. I'm all over the place now. So I hopped off the plane. My SIM card that I'd purchased, my eSIM, didn't work. wasn't working, could not activate. I already paid the money. I was like, you useless motherfuckers. My home provider, don't even want to say their name. They're probably the worst provider in Australia. I think a lot of people hate them. Shout out, no shout out. Fuck Optus. They couldn't even help me. Someone that you pay, I pay those motherfuckers over $100 a month, more than 100, a lot more than 100 a month. And they couldn't even get me internet in a place that I wasn't from, despite that I have roaming and I pay extra for that. Anyways, luckily I got to my accommodation. So mind you, this is the first time your boy Christos has ever ventured out into the world on his own in a new country. And this was my experience. I was like, dude, I'm fucked. You know, I'm at the airport. I'm like, oh, what do I do? I don't know how to get anything. What do I do? Dude, check these guys. Check them. They're whacking each other right now. This is insane. Go, 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 go. Balls, lad. Balls. Bro, this is like some medieval fucking sparring. Oh my God. I can't believe I got this on camera. That is so cool, dude. Okay, I think they're looking at me now. That's so dope. Anyways, yeah, got to my comm. Luckily, they had amazing quick Wi-Fi there, and I went and sorted myself another SIM card. But that was horrifying, bro. You know, when you go to another place, you have no internet, you don't know what you're doing, never been in that situation before. It was fucked. I mean, I'm sure there's other situations too, like maybe the time where I thought we were gonna drown on the boat in Vietnam. You know, a lot of you guys might have seen that. The clip went pretty viral, bro. Your boy was making the funny faces and shit, like, I'm gonna die. But I actually was like, I might die right now. That was another moment that was pretty scary. What else would I say? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I've been pretty lucky. I haven't had any experiences that have made me not want to travel anymore, and too hard that I think I can't do this. Like, brother, I have the mindset that any adversity life throws at me, I can and I will overcome it. Like, I've overcome too many things in life to be stopped by some minor inconvenience, you know? So, yeah. All right, let's see if this little princess wants to work now. This poor camera's too hot. Mate, I'm hot. You don't see me just going, I'm just gonna stop operating. Fuck you. Okay, what's that one country you've always dreamed of visiting? Dude, there's two countries I've dreamed of visiting, and I may have said this before in another video. Greece and Croatia, purely because I'm half Greek, I'm half Croatian. Mum's side's Croatian, dad's side's Greek. Those are my countries, bro. That's where my heart belongs. And although I'm Australian, I was born here, those are my countries. I'm a European man, and that's my culture, that's my background in terms of everything that we do as families, at how we are, how, like, everything. It's those countries, you know. Our families originated in those countries, and they came over here during the war, migrated to Australia, and this beautiful country has been our home. But our blood, everything, I'm Greek and Croatian. I will go there one day. When I start to decide to venture out to Europe, I don't know when that's gonna be, man. Europe's kind of cooked right now a little, but I love Asia and I'm enjoying that. And I honestly, I was gonna say conquer Asia. That doesn't sound good, does it? But conquer in the sense of I want to go to all the countries I can in Asia, maybe even all of them, you know. I still got a lot I need to do, you know, countries that I need to go. And, you know, mind you, when I say these names, I'm gonna be in that country very soon when I say these names. But for example, China, Korea, Singapore, Philippines, Brunei, Laos, Cambodia. These are all countries in Asia I've not been yet. There's a lot I have to do. And I'm a man who, I got OCD. You know, if I like start something, it needs to be like finished. Like, I feel like it's like an assignment. I'm saying like, shut up, shut the fuck up. Hate when people do that. Why am I doing that? It feels like an assignment or something where, you know, you feel like you're 50% maybe through and you can't just stop and move on to something else. I almost feel like that's how I am with Asia. I've done a massive percentage of it, but I need to do more. Anyways, you get my mindset with that. So Greece, Croatia, those are my dream countries, and I will go there one day to see where my families grew up, man, and where they lived their life. So yeah, got a couple of little kids looking at me here. They're like, who's this famous dude with the camera? No, I'm joking. Okay guys, we're gonna answer this final question and do a big loop back to the car. Let's see if this GoPro makes it through. It's literally just taken me 5 minutes to turn this thing back on. I feel like this video is a reason not to buy a GoPro. This is my video explaining to you why you should not purchase a GoPro. Anyways, man, final question, and let me just pull this one up again so I make sure I've got it correct. What's on the agenda for 2026, and how do I get my hands on one of those Christos t-shirts? Hey, thank you, my man. Well, for starters, oh no, still on. Okay, bro, a lot is on the agenda for 2026. This could possibly be my craziest year yet. And on the side of music, on the side of travel, on the side of just me, life in general. You know, I feel like starting off 2026, I've made some really good life and health choices for myself that have made me, you know, feel like I'm growing into a better person and making better choices for myself, you know, because I'm realizing more as I get older, it's very important to take care of yourself. You know, I'm a guy who loves to work hard and really just lock in and not worry about everything else in the world around me, because I'm so hyper focused on achieving these things and smashing these goals. But I realize it's also important to just, you know, get out like today and be with nature and get some fresh air and spend time with people you love and give your energy to other things, not just work all the time, because I'm realizing you can really have a balance, bro. And balance has been the biggest struggle for me in my life. No joke. I've always struggled with balance, but I'm finally understanding and implementing balance into my life. So what you're gonna see in 2026 is a new and improved Christos. Nah, but you're gonna see amazing things, man. I'm gonna be going to more countries than I ever have. By the first few months of this year, I would have traveled to more countries than I did in the entire of last year. So grateful for that. And once again, I'm so grateful that I have secured a few of these partnerships and things like that, which have allowed me to do this and given me another reason to travel. And because of that, yeah, man, we're gonna be doing more this year. And partnerships and shit aside, I love traveling. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna invest all my money into that. And I'm grateful enough to be generating revenue from these videos and people finding value in what I put out there onto the internet. And I will continue that for as long as I am here on this world. Music, I've got so much music, man. I'm about to put a project out that I've been working on for the last 2-3 years. I'm so excited about that. And I've got a whole new era of music just waiting there, ready to be put out into the world and sitting in my vault. So 2026, man, you can expect to see your boy in the best, healthiest version as possible. You can expect to see me smashing a whole lot of goals, even more than last year. You know, every year we get more, and I feel like this year is just, of course, going to continue in that same pattern, but in abundance. I'm gonna be putting so many new songs out this year, visuals. I'm gonna be filming so many vlogs, short form content, just doing crazy things, man, that I didn't think were possible maybe less than a year ago, some years ago, whatever it is. Like, yeah, just shooting for the stars, as I always do. That's what you can expect from me, to do my absolute best and bring you guys along for the journey. Well, would you look at that? No. But for real, what was I saying? See, it's just fully thrown me off now. Fucking GoPro. Yeah, man, I always shoot for the stars, and you can expect to see nothing less of that this year, even more than ever before. I've never been more motivated, driven, and disciplined as I've ever been in my life. And I feel like those three are the key, but that last one is the most important, the discipline. If you guys can find discipline in your life, I honestly feel like you're unstoppable, mate. Like, genuinely, no one can stop you. So yes, that's what you can expect. And of course, to answer your question, I'm glad you like this shirt. I do have some shirts. I've stopped selling them as much because, you know, I was mainly selling these when I did live shows, and I've taken this year off doing live shows because I've been focusing on other parts of my career and my life, and I will resume to that very soon, mind you. But I mean, hey, if you want a Christos t-shirt, dude, I'm happy to start selling them online again and shipping them to people. And, you know, here and there, I have been sending them to people. You know, I'll put little things in my story, you know, oh, if you see this, I'm gonna give you a free shirt if you do this, blah, blah, blah. And I do that. I just don't really announce it because, I mean, that's just me building and strengthening my connection and my relationship with the audience. And yeah, I love to do things like that. But hey, if you want a Christos t-shirt, I'd love to see more of you guys around the world repping them. You know, we got a lot of my Aussies, even some in other countries, few of them repping these now. So yeah, if you do want one, let me know, man. And I'll happily start putting these up for sale again, because I do have a few left. Not many, but we can do a little limited time sale or something like that. And mind you, if you do join my Patreon, I do exclusive offers for merch. I haven't done one yet, but I'm gonna be doing exclusive offers for merch. Part of joining my Patreon, you get things before anyone else, you get deals, you get everything, man. So please head over to my Patreon, go join that up. It's literally $5 Australian dollars, 3 USD per month. You get exclusive content, you get to see more of your boy, you get, you know, personalized, even more personal videos, you get exclusive things that I don't put anywhere else, you get updates before anyone else, you get music before anyone else, you basically get everything before anyone else. So anyways, that's it. We're gonna sign off the video here. God bless, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that little raw vlog, and please subscribe. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video. It's gonna be crazy. God bless, man. Peace.